Hi everyone, this is Glenda Ganzon and welcome to my Nihongo class. And for today's lesson, I'm gonna be teaching you how to use past tense affirmative and negative na adjective in constructing Nihongo sentence. Some examples of na adjectives are Shizuka na, which means quiet, Genki na, which means healthy, well or energetic, Kantan na, which means easy, brief or simple, and Kimyoo na, which means strange, funny, or odd. For our affirmative adjective, our example will be Shizuka na, which means quiet. For negative adjective, we only need to drop na and add dewa arimasen. So, Shizuka dewa arimasen means not quiet. For past tense affirmative adjective, we only need to add deshita, Shizuka na, and take note that we drop na from Shizuka na and added deshita to make it was quiet. So for past tense affirmative adjective, we added deshita to the adjective, which is Shizuka, and Shizuka deshita means was quiet. For past tense negative adjective, we only need to use dewa arimasen deshita to make it past tense negative adjective and use Shizuka, and take note that we dropped na from Shizuka na. Shizuka dewa arimasen deshita, which means was not quiet, is past tense negative adjective. This time we will be using again Shizuka na. It is a na adjective which means quiet, and we will make a sentence out from this adjective Shizuka na, and our pattern will be noun wa plus adjective plus des. We will also be using Heya, which means room, to make a sentence. Our sentence will be the room is quiet. Take note of our pattern noun wa, adjective plus des. Heya wa plus adjective Shizuka plus des. Take note that this na adjective, we drop na. In this kind of sentence, we did not use na because the noun is at the beginning of the sentence. We will only be using adjective plus na if it's followed by a noun. But if the noun is to be written in the beginning of the sentence, we will be dropping na. The room is quiet in Nihongo is Heya wa Shizuka desu. This time, we will be using na in the na adjective for affirmative adjective. Shizuka na means quiet. Our pattern will be adjective plus na plus noun plus des. Like what I've told you earlier, if we use adjective plus na, it should be followed by a noun. And we will be using des at the end of the sentence. Again, using Heya, which means room, we will be constructing a sentence which is, it is a quiet room. Take note, we will be using an adjective in the beginning of Nihongo sentence. Quiet is Shizuka na. Take note of our pattern. Adjective should be written in the beginning of the sentence, followed by a noun, and followed by a des. It is a quiet room in Nihongo is Shizuka na Heya desu. I'll repeat, Shizuka na Heya desu. Next is the use of negative adjective. In order for us to make a negative adjective, we only need to use dewa arimasen, which means not, and Shizuka, which means quiet. Shizuka dewa arimasen means not quiet. Take note again of our pattern noun wa plus adjective plus dewa arimasen, which should be written at the end of the sentence. In this example, we will be using Heya, which means room. Take note that Shizuka doesn't have na with it, but it is followed by dewa arimasen because noun was written in the beginning of the sentence. Following the pattern noun wa, Heya wa, or the room, followed by the adjective Shizuka, and followed by dewa arimasen. The room is not quiet in Nihongo is Heya wa Shizuka dewa arimasen. I'll repeat, Heya wa Shizuka dewa arimasen. Another example is the use of negative adjective. But this time, we will be using na and followed by a noun, and dewa arimasen should be written at the end of the sentence. Take note that in order for us to use adjective plus na, it should be followed by a noun. If the adjective is followed by a noun, it should be written in the beginning of the sentence. Following the pattern, adjective plus na, not a quiet room should be, or the adjective should be written in the beginning of the sentence, followed by not, which is dewa arimasen. And of course, the room should be written in the middle of the sentence. It is not a quiet room in Nihongo is Shizuka na Heya dewa arimasen. I'll repeat, adjective plus na plus noun plus dewa arimasen. It is not a quiet room in Nihongo is Shizuka na Heya dewa arimasen. Another example is the use of past tense affirmative adjective. This time, we did not use na, but we use deshita, which means was, and quiet, which is Shizuka. Following our pattern, noun wa plus adjective plus deshita, we also be using heya, which means room. The room was quiet. Take note of our pattern. The room, which is heya, should be written in the beginning of the sentence, followed by wa, followed by Shizuka, which is an adjective, and followed by the past tense was, which is deshita. The room was quiet in Nihongo is Heya wa Shizuka deshita. I'll repeat, the room was quiet is Heya wa Shizuka deshita. Another example is past tense affirmative adjective. This time, we will be using na with the adjective and followed by deshita, which means was. Shizuka na deshita means was quiet. Our pattern will be adjective plus na plus noun plus deshita, because in the construction of this sentence, the adjective is followed by a noun. If the adjective is followed by a noun, we will be using na following the adjective, and it should be written in the beginning of the sentence. It was a quiet room in Nihongo. Again, following our pattern, adjective plus na, Shizuka na, plus noun, which is heya, means room, and was, which is the past tense, is deshita. It was a quiet room in Nihongo is Shizuka na heya deshita. I'll repeat, it was a quiet room in Nihongo is Shizuka na heya deshita. Another example is the use of past tense negative adjective. This time, to make it a past tense negative adjective, we use dewa arimasen deshita, which means was not, and quiet, which is Shizuka. Take note that we didn't use na following the Shizuka. Shizuka dewa arimasen deshita means was not quiet. Following our pattern, which is noun wa plus adjective plus dewa arimasen deshita, we will also be using heya, which means room. Our sentence will be, the room was not quiet. Take note that we will be using noun plus wa in the beginning of the sentence. The noun in this sentence is room, and it should be written in the beginning of the sentence. Heya wa, followed by our adjective, Shizuka. Take note that we dropped the na here and added dewa arimasen deshita. The room was not quiet in Nihongo is Heya wa Shizuka dewa arimasen deshita. I'll repeat, the room was not quiet in Nihongo is Heya wa Shizuka dewa arimasen deshita. Another example is past tense negative adjective. This time, our adjective is followed by the word na, and was not is dewa arimasen deshita. Shizuka na dewa arimasen deshita means was not quiet. And take note that if we use na, it should be followed by a noun. Following our pattern, adjective plus na, which should be written in the beginning of the sentence, followed by noun, and followed by dewa arimasen deshita. Using again our vocabulary, our noun is heya, which means room. So our sentence will be, it was not a quiet room. Following our pattern, adjective should be written in the beginning of the sentence plus na, because it is followed by a noun, which is room. And in Nihongo, it is heya. Shizuka na, which is our adjective, followed by the noun, which is heya, and followed by dewa arimasen deshita, which means was not. And that is the past tense negative. It was not a quiet room. In Nihongo is Shizuka na heya dewa arimasen deshita. I'll repeat. It was not a quiet room. In Nihongo is Shizuka na heya dewa arimasen deshita. Thank you so much for watching my video and for listening to my lesson. I hope by this time you already know how to make use of na adjective, particularly affirmative and negative past tense in constructing Nihongo sentence. And if you have any question, please don't forget to write it in the comment box down below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share this video, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Also, click the notification button so that you'll be updated with my new videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until my next video, bye!